Hi guys, today we're going to be reviewing how to multiply decimals. So we're going to be working out some problems together and I need you to follow along carefully, write down everything that I'm writing down, alright? So we're going to start with number 1. It says Miss Sims plans to make a keepsake pillow for each of the school's 3 5th grade teachers. Each pillow requires 1 7/5 yards of fabric as shown on the number line. So this is 1 7/5, okay? Now we can actually do this a couple of different ways because they want to know how many yards of fabric will Miss Sim use. So we can add 175 plus 175, that's twice. And we get 350. So that would be one teacher is here, and then here's another teacher. So this is 1, 2, and then we have to add it one more time. And we get the third teacher. Okay. So we can get 5 2/5, or we can actually multiply 1 75 times 3. Now remember, when you multiply decimals, you don't have to line up your decimal place value. So here I put this number on top because it has more digits, and the 3 goes underneath the 5, even though the 3 is a whole number. You don't have to line it up, okay? So 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 7 is 21, plus 1 is 22. And 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5. Now, from here, you have to check how many place values I have. So remember, you do your 1, 2, so I have 2 place values, which means I have to move 1, 2 place values, and you put your decimal here. So your answer is still 5 2/5. Okay. For number 2, it says Dana buys a package of 5 sour worms. Each sour worm costs 16 cents as shown in the model. So how much does Dana spend for the package of sour worms? So again, you can add 0.16 5 times, okay, or you can multiply 0.16 times 5, and again, you don't have to line up your decimal place value, okay? So 5 times 6 is 30, carry the 3, 5 times 1 is 5, plus 3 is 8, and then we put 2 place values, so 1, 2, or you can add 6 plus 6 is 12, plus 6 is 18, plus 6, 24, plus 6 is 30. Carry the 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 3 is 8, and you bring down your decimal, okay? So 80 cents is correct. For number 5, how much does Kaylee buys, number 3, not number 5. Kaylee buys 14 lemons for 25 cents each. To quickly calculate the cost, Kaylee writes the expression below. So she's going to multiply 10 times 25 cents. Then she's going to add 4 times 25 cents, okay? So here you can kind of do it in your head, but you don't have to if you don't want to. So here I'm going to multiply 25 cents times 10. So we get $2.50, okay? And then over here, we're going to multiply 25 cents times 4. Now, here we get $1. And then we have to add those totals together. So $2.50 plus $1 will give me a total of $3.50, which is how much she has to pay for the lemons. Okay. Now going back up to number 4, it says Latoya earns $7.50 per hour for washing windows. If she washes windows for 9.5 hours, how much does Latoya earn? So again, you don't have to line up your decimal place value. So we are going to get 9.5 times 7.5. Now, if you notice, I dropped the 0 because I don't need to include it, okay, here. So 5 times 5 is 25. Carry the 2. 5 times 9 is 45, plus 2 is 47. And then drop your 0. 7 times 5 is 35. Carry the 3. 7 times 9 is 63, plus 3 more. 66. And then we're going to add 5, 12, 4 plus 1 is 5, plus 6 more is 11. And then again, we have to count our decimal place value. 1, 2. So 1, 2. And we are going to get $71.25, which is letter H. Now, for number 5, it says Tia wants to offer her friends a choice of 6 different juice flavors. She pours 1.3 gallons of juice in each of the 6 pitchers, which will not, so this is important, we're looking for the one that is not going to help her find a total number of gallons of juice. Okay, so basically we have to multiply 1.3 times 6, okay? So 6 times 3 is 18, carry the 1. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 1 is 7, and then we put our decimal place value. Okay, so we're looking for the one that's not going to give us this answer. So this is the same thing as what I have here because this represents multiplication, okay? So that one is correct, okay? Now, this one, it says that we need to multiply 1 times 0.3, and remember, anything times 1 is going to give you the same value. So this is going to give you 0.3 again, and then we just add 6 to it. So if I add 6 wholes, remember when you add, you do have to line up your place value. So if I add these, do I get the same answer as 7.8? No, I do not. I get 6.3. Which means this is incorrect. So I'm going to put a little X here. Now remember, multiplication is the same thing as repeated addition. This is repeated addition. Okay. So if I add 1.3 6 times, so let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is correct, okay? And then this is just expanded form, okay? So they expanded it, they pulled it apart to where you multiply the 6 times the whole number. So 6 times 1, 1 is your whole number. And then you multiply 6 times your decimal place value, which is 0.3. So that one's also correct. So the one that is not correct is going to be letter B. Okay. And finally, our last problem, we have which of these can be solved with the following equation. So we have, remember, we have to use order of operations, and we are going to do what's inside of the parentheses first. So 4 plus 0.25 would give me 4 and 25. And then we would use 4 and 25 hundredths times 28, which would give me a total of 119. So here for letter F, it says Dusty walks 4 miles, bikes 0.25 miles, and ran 28 miles every week. How many total? So here's a big clue that's going to give us to add everything. Now, this is not what we want to do. We want to add first and then multiply. Okay, so this is multiplication. So this has no multiplication, which is not our answer. Then it says Dusty rode his bike 4 miles every day for 28 days. On the last day, he biked an extra 0.25 miles. So it says, what is the total miles? So this is actually the opposite. They want you to multiply 28 times 4 first, and then we would add the extra 25 miles, which is not what we're looking for. Letter H says Dusty walked 4.25 miles every day for 4 weeks. He ran 0.25 times as far, okay, as he walked. So this one, they would want us to multiply 4.25 times 28, because 4 weeks is the same thing. 4 weeks is the same thing as 28 days, because there's 7 days in a week, so 7 times 4 is 28. And then it would want us to multiply times 0.25 again, which is going to leave us with letter J. And it says he rode his bike for 4.25 miles every day. How many miles did Dusty bike during a 4-week period? So this would just want us to multiply 4.25 times 28, which is correct. All right, and that's it.